Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a good day to everyone. We are so delighted to be here today to be presenting on our topic, having fun with problem-based learning. We are from Group 3 of Inspirational Academician Program from Problem-Based Learning Module for the year 2021. Group 3 is led by our group leader, Associate Professor Dr. Harlida Abdul Wahab from SOL. How are you, Dr. Harlida?
I'm great. Hi, thank you, Dr. Tani. Hi, everyone.
And then we also have our recorder, Ms. Sabasiah Hussin from SAPSP. How are you, Kak Sabah?
I'm fine, thank you. I feel good.
Great. And we also have our reporter, Mr. Dzarfan Kadir from TISSA. How are you, Dzarfan?
Sihat. Thank you, Ani.
And me, myself, I am Munirah Mohamad from SOL. I am the accuracy coach for our group. Okay, before we dive in straight into problem-based learning, let me just bring you to the scenario of our traditional lecture that we engage with the students, okay, in which the lecturers or the teachers would impart the lessons to the students for any courses, any subjects, in which the lecturers would normally be communicating one way to the students, and the students would be learning from the teachers or from the lecturers in order for them to learn the lessons. Now, we have all been in that situation whereby we can think about the engagement from the students or lack of engagement on part of the students, whereby if it is teacher-centered learning, whereby the students will be expecting notes, expecting lessons or knowledge from the teachers. Okay, so now this can cause quite a problem, in which now when we are moving towards online or remote learning, then the problem could even be bigger. Okay, so that's why there are a number of learning strategies out there, and specifically for this particular presentation, we are focusing on problem-based learning, okay, in which the role of the teachers and students have evolved. They no longer wear the cap or the hat of teachers or students, but because the lessons now have been changed from traditional lesson to solving problems or solving the projects in which the students would need to complete the projects. Now, the role of the teachers has evolved from becoming teachers to coach. So now the lecturers will actually coach the students in completing their problems or the projects, and the students, instead of calling students, they are now called as problem solvers because they are solving the problems, right? Now, when the students are working on that project to solve it, can we imagine about the engagement from the students, engagement on their part, because everybody is rushing towards completing that project. Now, this is what we call as one of the learning strategies for student-centered or self-directed learning on part of the students. Apart from that, there are also numerous or humongous benefits of problem-based learning, okay, in solving the problems. Okay, now such soft skills that would be garnered by the students would, among others, be cognitive problem-solving skills, communication skills, leadership and teamwork skills, among others. Okay, so now I've been explaining about problem-based learning here. What exactly is problem-based learning or PBL? Now, if we go to its literal definition, so you can see as problem-based and learning. Problem-based coupled with learning makes up PBL in proper. So the first key word that we wish to highlight here is the word learning. Yeah? Learning coupled with problem-based. Now, what is learning? Learning is this PBL is one of the instructional learning strategies, one of the many learning strategies out there. Okay, so it's an instructional learning strategy. But when we go to the second key term, which is problem-based, it means that the students are confronted with problems to be solved as part of their instructional learning strategy. Very simple, right? Okay, so how does it work actually? How does PBL work? Now, as we can imagine from the word itself, first, definitely the lecturer would explain about the PBL to the students, after which the students will be given the problem in which they will work on the problem actively, interactively, and collaboratively in order to solve such problems. And further, in doing so, the students would achieve the enhancement of their cognitive skills, leadership skills, as well as communication skills, among other soft skills that they can get. For the following topic, I'm going to pass on to the following presenter, Dzarfan.
Okay, thank you very much, Adi, for wonderful explanation about what PBL is. All right, actually, really get a little bit on the benefits of PBL and so on. But on my part, I'm going to explain to you about our objective of having PBL. Actually, there are so many other objectives, but here I just highlight 4 main objectives. All right, the first one is about we want to achieve student self-directed learning. All right, because having PBL, students have to formulate their own goals, and then rather than like the traditional class where the lecturers give everything to the students, but here students have to formulate their own goal. What are they going to achieve from the class? And then at the end of the class, they have to evaluate, all right, whether their goal has been achieved or not. So this is what we're going to get from PBL. All right. Okay, that's the first one. Okay, let's go to the second one. All right, in the second one, we want to increase students' ability to solve problem. All right, so called as problem solving skill. Having this PBL, actually, we try to motivate students to learn and also have a critical thinking and also able to analyze information. And at the end, they can conclude the resolution for their problems. Actually, this skill is very helpful for students and then for their preparations where they go to work later on. All right, so next, on the third objective, all right, we want to achieve student communication skills. This is what have been complained, especially by practitioners outside, talking about this inability students to communicate. So actually having PBL, students are required to communicate among them. All right, having to solve problem, they have to communicate, of course, and then at the same time, when they want to deliver their output, they should deliver in written, or in some cases they have to present their output to the recipient. So this is actually finally we enhance their communication skills. And finally, we're going to achieve leadership and also promote teamwork, because in PBL they have to work in team. All right, so this is actually, again, as I like, I'm going to explain, students should know that actually when they go to work, they are working in a team. All right, at the same time, having this PBL, they are already assigned into a task, and then some of the tasks actually lead to the leadership, which they can sharpen their leadership skills through this PBL. All right, so I think that's all about the main objective of having PBL. So I pass to the next presenter. Okay, Kak Sabah. All right, go. Go ahead. Okay, Kak Sabah.
Thank you, Dzarfan. So from here, we can see there are few more awesome features of PBL. The first one would be, it's not only satisfying, but also enjoyable process for both learners and instructors, because there are so much fun activities and opportunities to enjoy together while solving the problems. Second one, it's also a kind of flexible timing to complete all tasks. Even it is within the given period of time, but they can still have some flexibility there. And lastly, it's also develop lifelong learning skills, which they can use it in another stage of their learning processes. So from here, There are a lot more that PBL can do. I pass to Dr. Ida for our next more great features.
Alright, thank you Kak Sabah. Okay, now we come to the way forward. I think after we have heard about the objective, what is problem-based learning, and all the good features or good things regarding PBL, now we will see how are we going to start before we really go into the PBL. The first one is digging. Why we should digging? Why we should do the digging? Because we believe that this PBL is still new. Most of us could probably just find out about PBL. So we need to know what is PBL. At least we need to gain some knowledge. We need to search. We need to find out. We need to know about PBL itself as our general knowledge on that this type of learning. Secondly, we do the training. Why we need to do the training? Because as we know, PBL is still new things to us. So we need to train ourselves. We need to know what is actually or what should be the process of PBL. So with this training, we can get more skills, we can get more knowledge, and at the same time, we can develop our knowledge and in order for us to share with our students. And the next one is planning. Why we need to have a planning? Of course, when we want to do anything, we need to plan first. So similar to PBL, because I believe that to run or to make this PBL more interesting, not just the coach need to understand, but also we need to strategize our work, or we need to plan, in other words, because we need to do the research. We need to understand about the audience. We need to know the subject that we are going to do the PBL, and we also need to plan in terms of probably the topics that we are going to cover, and many other things, including assessment. So all these things need to plan as a first stage. Other than do the planning, I think for the next one will be to prepare the our work, because of course I believe that if we do the old style of teaching, also we need to prepare doing all the notes. Okay, so similar to PBL, we need to prepare things, because if we do not prepare, probably we fail to convey the message or convey our lecture by having this kind of approach of PBL. And the last one will be mindful. Why I put or we believe in the mindfulness, because we believe that mindful should be is an approach that where we need to be mindful in terms of the process of PBL itself, in terms of the readiness of students, in terms of the planning, as I mentioned just now, mindful regarding the documents that we are going to prepare, and many other steps that, of course, we are going to learn more later on with regards to having PBL as our approach in the teaching and learning. Because I think the last word that I want to say is to be mindful that we are not the lecturer basically, but we are the coach, we are the instructor, that we need to facilitate, we need to accommodate the student. So I think that's all from us. So thank you very much. Thank you for your attention, and let's have fun with PBL.
Yeah, come on. Thank you. Bye-bye.